not take. 'Cause if it's over, let it go. So yesterday, haven't you heard that I'm gonna be okay? Hi, welcome back to another episode. This is a new name under the same podcast. We are now renaming to The Truth Behind Yourself. Are we recording? Yes, we are. The Truth Behind Yourself is a name that I gave to my aunt's show 20 years ago when I was a kid, and her TV show aired for a little while, and now that it's been off the air, I don't think anyone else is using that name. So The Truth Behind Yourself is the new name of this official podcast. And today I wanted to do a channel rather than just talking at you, like a channel. So I'm going to drop into my relaxed state, and we are going to be discussing, I would like to discuss relationships, the evolution of relationships, and sort of the lens of how relationships became distorted, and the purpose, the power of relationships when they're used well. So that's all I'll say. I'm going to channel this, and everything here is within the bubble of Christ consciousness. So it is of the highest source of unconditional love. And without further ado, I wish you adieu. Yes, it is I, and I am extremely pleased to be here in front of all of you who have tuned into this message. And it is I, as in the being of, as you know to be, Christ, Jesus Christ, and that in this transmission there is an energy that is being exchanged to you that is assisting in your evolution at this time as being a physical being on this planet. You see that at this time, I am here to guide you in all aspects of your life. I am here to assist you with this evolution. I am here to guide you with the understanding of who you really are, of what you are doing here, and what the broader purpose is on this planet at this time, because planet Earth and its humans are undergoing a dramatic shift in being. You see that this shift in being starts at the consciousness level, but it also affects your physicality. That everything that you have once been, the heaviness, the doubt, the fears, the anger, everything that is of a lower state that you see as your shadow self is now being illuminated. But you see, in the same way of yourself being illuminated, so is the society that you exist in. That in this society, all that is not of true unconditional love, all that is not truth, is now being brought to the surface. It is now being illuminated for you to see it. So that is the purpose of the work that you are all undergoing at this time, is that everything that is being brought up is for you to see, understand, clear, and rewrite your path. And so that is what is happening at the broader scale energetically with the society that you are existing in this present moment. And so yes, I'm happy to discuss relationships with you if this is what you desire, because relationships are a vehicle for evolution. Relationships are a way for another to understand themselves better and to become in better connection to his true self, to the consciousness that creates everything that you are here. But where the relationships became squirrely long ago in the evolution of human existence was when they became ruled under the guise of fear, of conditions, of power, of manipulation. That marriage, once a symbol of divine union, became a way for status to be passed down through generations. It became a way to transfer wealth. It became a way to secure another. It became not only a way to procreate, but it became a way to control one's procreation, you see. And so that then love became a vehicle of control. It became distorted and contorted through the lens of one's own disconnection from themselves. Say that again. Love became a vehicle to act as the disconnection from one's own self. That when one is disconnected from who they are, when they are disconnected from God, from Christ consciousness, from all that is, then they act out in ways that are seeking to fulfill the void that they are experiencing from within, except that void that they experience can only be filled that can only be solved by their own doing. Except it's not as difficult as one makes it out to be, because everything that the human thinks will fill that void within them is not what it truly is. That money, status, power, that love as a conquest is not what fulfills that aching need for true soul connection. But that it is that, as such, that need to fill that inner sense of loss, of blindness, to turn that into the light of knowing who you are, of acting from knowing who you are, of turning all of your problems up to Christ consciousness, of turning your awareness to who you really are, that you are an eternal being, having an experience in the physical form, that you are God's children, each and every one of you. But those of you who forget that act out in ways that then cause that rift inside of you to persist. And that is where the story went awry when it came to union, when it came to marriage, love, relationships. It became just another tool to control, to distort, to use fear and manipulation, to try and achieve a sense of peace, which could never be bought, could never be fought, and could never be taught, for that matter. That it could only be done by going within and asking God to assist in carrying all that you feel as that heaviness. To ask for God to show you the way. To trust that you are always being guided, that you are always in connection with your truest self. But you must act from your truest self with a capital S, that so many of you still act from your lowercase s selves, your ego selves, your human identity, and that there is nothing wrong with being in your human. That is why you are here to have the physical experience, except where it goes awry is when you are only within your human self, when you are not acting as a coherent being of soul and self, you see. So many of you could stand to come back to this knowledge, to trust that you are being guided, to understand who you are, to read texts, to seek out information, and most importantly, to sit with yourselves. To sit with yourself in whatever it is that you're feeling, be it discomfort, be it loneliness, be it fear, that no matter what it is, you are able to sit with your experience being in the physical vessel. And when you do that, that is when you will find the stillness to be able to tap into the source of who you are. It really is that simple. And if you can do it again and again and again, to get still with whatever experience you are having, to remove the story is being added in here, to remove the story of what you have created around that experience, and just be. Just allow yourself to become who you are, to let yourself evolve, to allow yourself to devolve into the thoughts of all that you are, into the feeling of knowing what you are. So that then when you come to approach that, then the subject of relationships altogether changes. Because if you are whole in and of yourself, if you are within your own truth of the matter, if you are not seeking something else to quench a hole inside of you, if you are not all about the chase, but rather you have come to the destination of who you are, then you will not seek out a romantic relationship, a partnership in the same way, and you will come to see that relationship differently. You will know it as divine union. You will see it as true, equal partnership between two beings who are here in the physical realm. And you will then come to understand that those two beings are here to walk side by side together in the image of Christ. They are here to walk side by side and have the physical experience, to go through the ups and downs and the energetic transformations that come about in the physical experience. And they are meant to support one another in doing that. They are meant to see one another through the eyes of Christ and see the love that is unconditional between the two of them. It does not mean that it will always be perfect, because in this divine design that you are in, you are here to experience the contrast. You are here to experience the physicality, the perceived separation of all that is, but it is just a perception, because nothing is separate from what you are. You are all intertwined with each other. What is being added here is that it is as if you are part of a divine tapestry, that you are just one piece of the fabric that connects you through the universe, through to Christ, you see. So once again, if you come at the subject of relationships from that vantage point, understanding who you are, not seeking to be filled in a way that only you can do, then you will utilize the divine union in such a way that is beneficial to both of you, that is beneficial to all. Walking together down the physical experience in the image of Christ, here for your evolution in the physical experience, to expand your consciousness, to create unconditional love, heaven on earth in the physical realm. That is what is being asked of you. So you must see one another as your brother, as your sister. You must see love in each and every one of you. You must come to understand that every other being is a piece of you, and you are a piece of them, so that when you look at another, you are seeing a piece of yourself. When you attack another, you attack yourself. Treat thy neighbor as you would like to be treated. And it is then a guarantee that your life will be rich with meaning. Your life will be rich with purpose. Your life will be rich with love and abundance and health. Because you are then enacting the codes to bring in such an experience. You are living from a place of wholeness. Or as Thomas says, coherence. So this is my message to you at this time. Good day. Wow. Sorry about the text messages going off. There's nothing I could do once I started. Beautiful. I have nothing to add. I'm really at a loss for words right now. Okay, well, I'm just going to end it here, and we'll be back for another message soon.